Oh, there you go, it happened there. Hi, and welcome to the channel. Now, it's a bit cramped here, but hopefully I'm going to give you a little bit of a demonstration of some problems that you may arise when buying one of these game sticks, these cheap game sticks. This is the M15 Plus, there's a variety of them about, and a lot of them use this controller here, which I'm going to talk about as the video goes on. But these are cheap, you can pick them up. I mean, this cost me $19.99, but you can pick them up for about $17.50 now, getting near Christmas. So I think they're trying to get them out as quick as possible, because obviously the demand will disappear after Christmas. So you know, is it worth picking one of these up? What are the pitfalls? Are they any good? All that kind of stuff. And on the box here it says 3D, 4K, all that stuff. I think you can forget about that. It's just adding to make it sound a little bit more exciting. But anyway, what do we get in the box? Like I say, it all comes in this little box here. To start off with, we get two of these controllers, and you'll see these controllers on other game sticks, and we're talking a little bit more about these controllers. Are they any good? As I progress through the video, I'm going to give you some demonstrations, hopefully, if they come out, but you may have to take my word for some of it. But anyway, also you get the game stick itself. This is the game stick, and this plugs in your back of your TV. It's got 4K and all that, but it isn't 4K, don't take no notice. Gives you a little bit of an adapter, an extension, just in case you can't get that HDMI into the back of your TV. We've got this extension here, plug into that, and it gives us a bit more leeway. You can have this dangling down the back of the TV somewhere, or in any awkward positions getting into the TV. We've got our little receiver, 2.4 gigahertz is it, receiver, and that plugs into the back here. That's going to pick up your joysticks there. And we've got this lead here, which is a USB lead to a mini USB, and that just plugs in the back of it here, and that plugs into the back of your TV, as long as your TV's got a USB socket on the back. If it hasn't, then you're going to have to get yourself a little USB power supply, little plug, maybe your phone charger or something like that. Use one of them, plug the other end into that if your TV hasn't got a USB connector on it. So it will work on some older TVs. This TV hasn't got a USB connector on it, it's an older TV, so I'm using an adapter for this. Okay, so that's it. It's quite a lot of games. We'll see how many games there are in a minute when I plug it all in and everything. But I've done a few little bit of a I'm going to do a few modifications. I've done one to these controllers because hopefully I want to demonstrate to you the main problem of this unit. Is one main problem, and it's these controllers. For me anyway, and I've got two of them. They can't both be faulty. They can't be both be faulty, and there may be some experiments if you've got one yourself you can try out. And the main problem lies is in this D-pad here. It's, you know, if you want full control, it depends how much of a perfectionist you are playing these games, you know what I mean? If you just want a quick game and you're not too worried that you haven't got full control over your manned spaceship or whatever, then these are okay, they're okay. But I like, you know, if you're playing a game, especially a shooting game or something like that, you want full control, you've got bullets flying about everywhere, and you've got to move your craft around the screen as quick as possible, dodging the bullets. You want full control when you're going diagonally, say, downwards. You want to go diagonally downwards. You don't suddenly want to go to one side. You want to go in that diagonally direction, and stuff like that. And also walking along platforms, hopefully I'm going to give you a demonstration. Sometimes you've got to get to the end of the platform, just to the very last part of the platform, just hanging off the edge kind of thing. And you want to stop there, so you want full control of that. You don't want it to go one further and you fall off. And this is the problem I'm having with this D-pad here. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens enough in each game. You know what I mean? And it ain't every single move as you tap it, ain't every single move, but it's maybe every 10 or every 15 moves. And depending where you're walking along the platform, there's no way of knowing when that's going to happen. You kind of fall off. I'm going to give you some demonstrations, hopefully. So that is the main problem with this, is this D-pad. These controllers here seem to work fine. These analog ones here seem to work fine. The only trouble with these analog ones is there is a problem for me, depending on the size of your hand and that. This one seems to be fine, but for some reason my thumb on this one, I use this one a lot because I don't really want to use the D-pad because it's not giving me full control. It slips off because these are beveled and they've got no grip on them, and they're quite high up as well. So they're in an okay position, but when you're moving, your thumb kind of slips off of them. They've got no grip, especially me, because they have trouble taking my fingerprints down the police station. Been down there tons of times, and they just can't take it. So I just carry on with the crimes. But no, when I go to the airport and that, we enter the US or something like that, take the fingerprints. They don't always come out because I haven't really got much grip in my hands. They're very, very small fingerprints kind of thing, or fine. So I've not got a lot of grip. So you could put something on top of that, but it's going to raise it up even further. And you find with the Xbox and PlayStations and that, rather than there being kind of sticking up. What they call it, convexed. They're convexed, concave. That's the word I'm looking for. They're concave. They go in. So as you press it, your thumb kind of goes into the controller and gets held there. So it's no danger of it slipping off. So that would be good for this. So what I've done, these are easy enough to open up. I've ordered a couple of these here, these control bits. They just pull out. You have to undo it. They pull out. You can push a new one on. I've ordered some Xbox replacement ones, so that's what I'm going to do with this, and hopefully that's going to make that better, because I don't get that problem of where I haven't got full control with this stick here. It's just this D-pad. Now I did change that D-pad. What I thought it may be, this is what come inside that D-pad, is one of these little things here that makes the contacts. I had a SNES one, old Super Nintendo. It's got something very, very similar, just slightly, it's completely round rather than this kind of cross, and I kind of put them against each other and made that round one into a cross, and that's what's in there now. Because what I thought is that maybe the problem is that this here, where you push down on this, it doesn't ping back quick enough. So rather than having one movement, it's doing two, one, two, rather than just one. You just want to move one. It's going 1, 2, so you're getting the extra movement. So I thought maybe that's not pinging back, because it doesn't feel, just doing it on the desk here, it doesn't feel that much. It's kind of pinging back that fast. But the Super Nintendo one did. It felt better than this, felt better made than this one. I put that in there, but it's exactly the same problem. So what I think it is, I don't know exactly, like I say, we'll give you some demonstrations in a minute, maybe talk about the games if that's what you come for, but this is the main part of it. I think it's well worth talking about. People don't talk about this. They say it's okay, it's not too bad, but it isn't okay in some respects, like I say. Okay, so hopefully I'm going to get it to skip as it should do. This may not happen, you're going to have to trust me on this, but it's worth having a go yourself if you've already got one of these units. First of all, we've got 20,000 games in this particular unit. I'm going to show you one or two games that this affects, and one of them affects badly, but I'm going to show you another one hopefully to get my man to fall off the edge, because there is a bit of it's a slight delay, a latency do they call it, that when you press a button it actually does the movement on the screen. There is a slight delay, and obviously if you're getting near the edge of a platform and that delay, you're not quite timed it right, because there's a slight delay, and the fault with the controller here as well, be it that it's not transmitting a pulse for each move, like you keep your finger on it and it should pulse that one, and give it half a second, and it's 2, half a second, 3. So you go 1, 2, 3 steps when you keep your finger on there a certain amount of time, or just 1 step for a certain amount of time. Being that that's quite loose on one of the controllers, this particular controller, you push down there, it's quite flimsy, quite easy to press. The controller I swapped over with the SNES pad, one of these, I changed it for one of these for the SNES version and put it in there. It's a stiffer controller. I can feel this, it's got a bit more stiffness to it, which is a bit more resistance, so it's better. So it feels like I'm going to give it a bit more of a push, and it's popping back up a little bit quicker. So it could be that. I'm not 100% certain what it is, I must admit, but I'm kind of siding with the controller. It's got that kind of pulse where you keep your finger on it for like half a second, it gives you 1 move, a second it gives you 2 moves, a second and a half it gives you 3 moves, that kind of thing. That timing just very slightly out sometimes. But anyway, what I'm going to try and do is just move across here, either direction, and when we just tap it once and we keep the rhythm going, it should just move along 1 at a time, but then again it will move along 2. It's about 1 in 10, 1 in 20, but it depends whereabouts you're on that platform. You may get to a stage, you've made 20 moves and all of a sudden you just want to move 1 more move, and the time you press it's the time it glitches and does the 2 moves and you fall off. I'm going to try and give you a demonstration of that. But anyway, let's give this a go. I'm just going to tap this repeatedly, same kind of rhythm, and hopefully we're just going to get this to move along, and you're going to see it skip 2 hopefully at some stage. Oh, there you go, it happened there. So that's pretty quick, because I'm just about going to turn around and say I'm not going to spend all day doing this. I just have to take my word for it. But it did happen there. We'll give it one more go. If it don't happen, I'm not going to spend all day doing it, but we'll give it one more go. What I'll do is I'll go back in the other direction. I'm not going to do it all the time, like I say, but it does happen. As you see it there straight away, I'm not going to spend all day at it. And you may think, well, it's not happening very often here, Mick, but it does. It does happen. So there's a slight problem with this, which is a little bit of a downer. But what you've got to remember is I'm just doing left and right. This also happens up and down as well, and diagonally as well. There's some problems. So once you start getting into a game and you're kind of giving it all this, you're going all around the screen like that kind of thing with your ship, you're getting them glitches where you didn't want to be over there 2 moves. You didn't want to, you suddenly, you're on the screen here, all of a sudden you're over there. You just wanted a little movement, you suddenly jerked over here, kind of thing. That comes into it. You will notice it with the shoot 'em ups when you've got your ship and you're going there, you're dodging all these bullets and you want to go here, there, and everywhere. It starts glitching. You're not quite got full control with this D-pad. You've got a lot better control with this here. And as you can see, if I move along here, it only does what I've done it. It's no need for me to carry on. It only does it one at a time. So the timing and this control is better than this D-pad. Okay, let's load up a game and try and give you some demonstrations now. Okay, I've just loaded up Missile Command. I'm going to get this game going and give you some demonstrations here. So we start the game off. We're going to use this to move the crosshair. And as you can see, that is not great. So we're going to go back to this instead. And we're pretty much got absolutely no control of this here. Just darting around the screen. This doesn't do anything. So we've got no control. Oh, this actually does fire the missiles, but the actual cursor control here, rubbish in it. So it's a game you can't play. So that's Missile Command. We can't play that. Just going to load up one other game, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it. Okay, I've loaded up one more game here just to give you hopefully a demonstration of what I'm talking about, moving along the platforms. And this does happen because I played this quite a bit. Mine is 249. It's just a game you can just grab hold of and play straight away. Fantastic little game. Got that when it came out on this little Atari 400. Can't get it. Where is it? Obviously, I mean, I had the bigger version of this years ago, and this is one of my favourite games that was nice and easy. Good graphics at the time, and still holds its own today. Mine are 249. So let's get the game going. I'm going to use this D-pad. I'll be using this D-pad as we go along. But let's just get myself started here so I don't get killed. And what it is with this game, let's just get this. So I'll get him out of my way so we can get into it. Is that you want full control. It just seems to be a very slight lag. It's not much, but if I climb up here, it's when we get to the end here, we start falling off the end of these platforms here, here. If you fall off the end, you're dead. So that's it. So you want a full control that you're going to stop on that very, as you fill these in, you want to stop on the very last one. And you don't want to go one more further. So you don't want too much lag or latency, I think they called it. And obviously you want full control. It's okay here. It's still a little bit patchy, but it's okay on this. But really want to be using this with the D-pad. This is what this game's for, the D-pad. It's not great with this. As we go back to this, it's okay, but like I say, it's the D-pad we want to use it. And we get to the end. Oh, now I only done 2 moves there and he's fell off. I only done the 2 moves. It was 2 squares to go and he's fell off. So we'll try the other end. Oh, we didn't get killed here. It weren't high enough. But these other ones, here, he will get killed. And I think he's going to get killed here because it's too high. So we go along here. And we're losing. Now we're okay there. Seems to work fine there. We'll go up the top here. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to have to play this one more go. But we'll try up the top here quickly. Got 200 left. Oh, we're okay. We're fine there. But you did see there, on that very first one I demonstrated, we did, oh, he's dead now. We'll do it again, we'll have another go. I forgot we was on a time limit. Let's just get him so we can get rid of the other one quickly. Right, he's out of our way, so should we go up the ladder? Up was okay this time there, that's fine. We'll go down the other end. Oh, we're okay there, that's fine. We'll go up one more. But it's also when you come up to these ladders, you know, you may be in, like someone running after you, you want full control of it. When you get to the ladder, you want to stop and be able to go up. And some of these ladders not always forgiving, they have to be dead centre. I mean, this game here, you'll be slightly out. But you want it so you don't make 2 moves and you're in the wrong position, you're trying to get away from something. You want that full control over your game, and this doesn't give you that. Let's get it back up here. So we're okay there. Hopefully you can see, I'm not cheating, you know what I mean, I'm just telling you, you know, just to beware if buying one of these. And we're okay there. So that'll do, I think. We did see a problem straight away happen there. It doesn't happen all the time, but it's going to bug you a little bit if you want full control over your game. And like I say, it's not so much this left and right, it's the up and down as well. And when they all get combined into the 8 directions, the problems start to happen a little bit more frequently because you know, for some reason you got like 4 more chances of it happening, I suppose, because you're going in all different directions, kind of thing. So that's that. So you know, is it worth the £19? I think the controller's the big letdown on here. If you can forgive that. And one thing I did think about, we've got Missile Command there, it didn't work, but we've got 20,000 games, and I was looking at these little consoles here, these ones they bring out, and they bring out quite a few of these. There's quite a few of these about now, and some of them have got 20 games, some of them have got 50 games and all that kind of thing. And some of them, if you kind of relate it per game, you're paying £2 or maybe £1 a game would be the minimum, for instance. No, it's probably £2 a game because that went for £99. Just thinking of the graphics core, it had about 50 games and they sold it for £100. This was £100, they only had 25 games, but now you can pick up for 50 quid quite easy. So you're paying about £2 a game, but yeah, £2, even some of them you may get quite a lot of games, say £1 a game. So here we've got 2,000 games and there's some good games on here. That would cost you £2,000 kind of thing if you're paying £1 a game. So for the value wise, it's probably okay. Some games here you're not going to be able to play with this, even though you've got the control of the games on there. As you can see, Missile Commander, it's unplayable. You're going to get some unplayable games. You're going to get some games here we haven't got full control. Is it worth it? Well, I think for me it isn't. I want to have full control. I'm not a perfectionist, but if I'm going to play a game, I want to play it properly kind of thing. I want to have 100% full control. This doesn't give you that. Some other controllers that may work with it probably will, and when I get around to moving this little thing, what's it called, thumbstick, to a concave one rather than this convex one, probably going to give me a bit more control. Especially I'm going to play this mainly for the shooting games. There's tons and tons of shooting games on here. That's going to give me more control. My thumb's not going to slide off of it. It's going to kind of stick to it more. And if I get just it to come down just a little bit as well, I'm not too sure what these Xbox ones are like until I get it. So hopefully the barrel's a bit shorter. That's going to feel a lot more comfortable in my hand. Other than that, all these other controls, when you need them, seem to work. The button seems to be fine. Slight little bit of a latency or lag on it, just a little bit. But for what you're paying, it's probably okay for you, I suppose. If you're just a casual gamer, you're probably going to think it's okay. I think you've got to kind of weigh all them options. There is some mods, like I say, to do with this. You can swap out, but it means you're going to have another controller spare or get hold of one of these from somewhere. It's just a little bit more firm on this other control than it is here. I do prefer the feel of this. It's not so easy to press. It's got a little bit more of a resistance to it, and just gives you that bit more control. This here, it doesn't skip so much as that. I've done that and it seems to have made it better, but I still think there's a slight problem maybe with the timing. But I could be wrong. It could be that it just needs an even more stiffer D-pad to work. If you look about, there is some other units that use a different control pad. They're all joined up. And they've got the concave ones of these on there as well. They're dearer units. They may be better units, I don't know. The emulation on here isn't too bad as it happens, you know what I mean? These are all well playable. They're not in, these are all kind of like softened off graphics. These are not sharp graphics. These are obviously not 4K or anything like that. It just means it's going to work on a 4K TV. But these graphics, as you can see, are smoothed off. They're not razor sharp or anything like that. There's no options to do that in the game. There's no options at all. You just got it as is. You pick the game you want and you got it as is. So if I just go back to the game menu, just in case anyone's interested to exactly what's on there, I'll just quickly go through that. You may want to cut off now because I pretty much said everything. Got 2,000 games. You've got your favourite games there. Arcade Classics, you've got 603 games. Final Burn Nero, you've got 19 games. Main, you've got 13 games. Atari 2600, 975 games. Atari 5265 games. Atari 7800, 81 games. I'm going to come to one that's a little bit more important in a minute. Lynx, you've got 102. Capcom 1, you've got 20. Capcom 2, you've got 20. Capcom 3, you've got 494 that are not Capcom 3 games. That they're not, nothing to this play system, that they're not Capcom 3. They're Super Nintendo, not even that, I think they're NES games, kind of things like that. Old 8-bit games these are. If I just go into it quickly, none of these are number 3, Capcom 3 games. These are just all 8-bit games on 8-bit machines. So just to let you know that. So if I come out of that, PC Engine, which is a great machine, do like that machine, 290 games, got a lot of shooters for me there. Entertainment System, 3,933. That's Nintendo again, 1704. Game Boy, 1072. Super Famicom, 3400. Super Nintendo, 1000. Game Boy Color, 585. 4. Game Boy Advance, 1081. Genesis, 884. Game Gear, 263. We're coming at the end, thank God. 3402 on the Mega Drive. Oh, there it goes. It did skip there. Did you see that? I was only moved one move, but it did skip. So just to highlight that problem again, 81 games on the Neo Pocket, and the PlayStation 1 we've got 67, and most of them run pretty well. You know, it just about handles some low effort PlayStation 1 games. So that's it, that's the unit. Not for me, I don't think. I'll be playing this much unless I can make this controller just a little bit more better, or find another USB one to plug in there. Then I think it's going to be fine just to plug in now and again. Saves a lot of setting up. Just leave it dangling in the back of the TV, pick up a controller, and away you go. Just a simple gaming, but I want to have full control. But for you, you may think that's okay. It's not a lot of money, is it, Mick? We're talking about £17.50 now here on, in eBay in the UK. That's pretty much a throwaway money for some people. You know what I mean? Not for everyone, but for some people, that's a throwaway £20 kind of thing. And they may just want to pick it up, just have a little bit of fun with it. And it's probably going to be all right for kids and that. They probably ain't going to notice that so much. This kind of slight delays and 2 moves rather than 1. Okay, I've had to butt in there because I missed another important thing out that I suddenly realised after finishing off the video. So yeah, just very quickly, is that as you can see, this game is 4x3. This is Alien Crush and the PC Engine. This is 4x3, and there's a lot of retro games like the NES and stuff like that. You will want to play 4x3, but there's no options in the unit to change the aspect ratio, any of the filters or anything like that. None of the game settings can be changed. They are as is. And this is a game and some shooting games that you want to play in the original 4x3 aspect. And the only way to do that is to get your TV to display 4x3. So on this particular TV, it's just menu, picture, and the aspect ratio here, 4x3. So if I did switch it to as most TVs would be, I'll get it to work, 16:9 and come out of that. This is how the picture will display on most TVs, like LCD TVs. As soon as you plug it in, the picture would be like that. So we actually come out of this game and come out of that as well. Your menu system would look like that. It'd take up the full screen. But I think when playing certain games on here, pretty much most of them would have said, we're going to have to change that aspect ratio. So on your TV, like I say, menu, look for picture. It's usually in there, or maybe set up. But use this picture and just pick that and go down to. You've got a few options on some TVs. They don't work with this particular one here, depending what input you've got coming in here. But you can kind of you can do original, just scan, all different things on some TVs. But you may just want to come down to the 4x3 and come back out of it, and you're going to have your menu and your game running in 4x3, the original aspect ratio. Okay, that is it. Thanks for watching.